In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to gather ribbon to create a ruffled look, like I've done in this little Valentine candy jar that I made. There are a couple of ways to get this ruffled effect, and the first is to gather the ribbon by pulling one of the threads. So I'm going to start off with this 5/8 inch satin ribbon. And I kind of started this because I wanted to save a little bit of time, but you begin by measuring the area that you're wanting to cover, and then you just double the amount of ribbon that you need to get the ruffling effect, and then I add another inch or so just so that if I want to finish off the edge and kind of fold it under so that it's not a raw edge, I can do that too. I just usually err on the side of too much rather than too little. So I've already cut this, and the way you begin is just by fraying. I just took my fingernail and start fraying this edge. Okay, and what you want to try and do is find one of the threads that runs the length of the ribbon rather than the width of the ribbon. You want the string that is going across. So you try and grab one of the strings going across and just start gathering. And like I say, sometimes you can get away with pulling a couple of them and it'll still work. So you just start gathering, pulling on those threads, and just very carefully, because you don't want the thread to break. If you start pulling too hard, it'll break, and then you'll have to kind of start over and find another thread to begin with. Okay, so once you have this gathered, then you can go ahead, and I have taken on the top of this little thing, I just did a 1 3/8 inch circle punch on the Melon Mambo Patterns designer paper, the polka dot paper. So I've already cut that out, and I have adhered sticky strip just around the edge of the circle there. So then what you can do, once you have this gathered, make sure your gathers are kind of even, and I've kind of done that. I like to fold back, fold under this one side, and then I just start adhering this to the sticky strip, just so that you have an even amount of ribbon hanging out underneath. Okay, so that's just sticky strip, and then you can trim this down. What I did was I just trimmed a little tiny bit off, took a little more sticky strip, I just took and stuck a little sticky strip on here. Take that backing off, and then you can just fold this under so that you don't have a raw edge. Same with this side. Okay. And then when you go ahead, we'll trim these off. Then when you're ready to go ahead and adhere it to the top of your jar, here's another jar, you can just use sticky strip to stick that on and then finish decorating the top half. So that's one way.